Hi, and welcome back to the Echoes podcast, where we share wisdom, establish identities, tell stories, and create echoes that last beyond the moment. Today we start on the Ramayana book series and we spend some time, slow down, and we jump into some of the hidden devotional stories that are encapsulated within that epic. So we'll start right at the beginning. And this is a story that I was told as a child, which I found really sort of quite interesting and fascinating. So the book starts in the ancient kingdom of Ayodhya. We discover that the king is called Dasharatha. He has three pious and wonderful wives, Kaushalya, Sumitra, and Kaikeyi. He's been ruling for 60,000 years. The people are happy. The kingdom is wealthy. And it's safe and secure. But he can't have children. It's a very interesting moment in the story that you have this perfect king who has the perfect life, the perfect home life, the perfect kingdom. It's very strange at that time of our history, the history of Bharat, that a king of that nature is not able to have children. So as he gets older, he starts getting worried about this. Today we'll explore why he couldn't have children. I think it's just one of those really fascinating things that I really love this story, so I wanted to share it. I've shared it with my children, shared it within the family, and I'm bringing it to you now. So often when we talk about Ravana and Ravana's boons and his penance, we learn about, and we'll talk about this in more detail later, but we talk about invincibility and immortality, the sort of things that he prayed for from Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. There was a boon before the boons, and that's what we'll talk about today. So at some point, when Dasharatha had been ruling for many, many years, there is a new and powerful and evil king that takes the throne of Lanka, and his name is Ravana. And the first thing that Ravana wants to do to establish his might is extend his borders beyond Lanka, to see if he can pose a threat to King Dasharatha and take over Ayodhya. Ayodhya is where all the power is, all the wealth is, all the riches. It's the most glorious kingdom, the most influential and powerful. So it's natural that a new king wants to assert his dominance into that region. So Ravana, in his arrogance, sends a challenge to Ayodhya. And he says, "Old king, I challenge you. Come and have a battle with me. Come and have a fight with me. I would love to take over Ayodhya." And Dasharatha, he's old, he's wise, he's powerful, sort of laughs this off. Ha ha ha. And he says, "Who is this young upstart in Lanka, this irrelevant kingdom, of the lands of India? There's no way that he could possibly attack us, but let's at least respond." So what Dasharatha does is he takes 3 arrows from his quiver, he attaches them onto his bow, and he shoots them from Ayodhya all the way to Lanka. So he fires 3 arrows, and they land into the doors of the Lanka palace. And they bolt the doors shut. They pin the doors shut. And Ravana realizes that his palace has come under attack. And so he goes to find out. He realizes that Dasharatha's arrows have been pinned into his palace walls, his palace doors, and he can't get out. It takes him several days because of the strength of Dasharatha. It takes him several days to unpin those arrows from his palace doors for him to be able to escape. So he panics, he gets very nervous. He says, "Crikey, if this old king is so powerful that he can shut me within my own kingdom from so far away, what happens with the next generation? When this king has children, when he has sons, they'll be more powerful than this king. and I'll have no chance to take over. So what does he do? He goes to his guru and he takes some advice. The guru says to him, well, at this point you don't have the military might to take this king on. He's obviously very powerful. There's only one solution. Pray to Lord Brahma. Pray for a boon and see if you can get some power that way. So Ravana goes off into his penance to the snowy mountains and to the baking hot desert, standing on one leg, arms above his head, for many, many years. He sits in penance. And eventually, Lord Brahma becomes very happy with his penance. He may be evil, but he's praying from the depth of his heart. He's very genuine. So Lord Brahma decides to bless him. Lord Brahma appears and he says, my son, Ravana, I'm very happy with the prayers that you have done. Ask for your boon. Give you anything that you want. And this is the first thing that Ravana asks for. He says, at this point, I don't want immortality or invincibility. But the boon that I would like is for King Dasharatha to not be able to have children. Can you imagine how insignificant Ravana must have felt in himself, how insecure in his own strength and power, that he's using a boon from the father of the universe, Lord Brahma, just to make sure that Dasharatha can't have children. So Lord Brahma blesses him. Tathastu, he says. So may it be. So Brahma blesses that Dasharatha can't have children. Ravana is overjoyed, but the seed of insecurity lays the groundwork for Dasharatha to perform a phenomenal yajna called the Putrakameshti Yajna. And it allows for the divine to enter the world in a very special way. Maybe only possible because of Ravana's boon. And so the moral of the story on this one, I suppose, is be careful what you pray for. If the intention isn't completely pure, completely clean, you might find that it has unintended consequences. And that's the story for today. Make sure to join us next time when we're going to talk about something that I really love. It brings one of the big characters into the story in quite a hidden way and much earlier than what we're normally led to believe. And the topic of that story will be what happened to the lost bowl of payasam from Queen Sumitra. So join us next time.